Okay, that is louder than I thought it would be. I think my computer volume is just, yeah, my computer volume is majorly turned up, and I don't know why. So, I started this playthrough on March 4th this year. It is currently June 21st. This has taken a smidge longer than expected. I thought, oh yeah, I'll add it to the game queue as just like a special event thing. I've gotten through all these Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games in like weekends before. It's no big deal. I'll get it done in no time. Now here I am, all these months later, and it's about to be finished off. Well, apart from epilogue, that'll still happen later. I'm ready to finish things off here. I am at the ready tonight. I have everything I want. I still want to try using a tract on dark matter because I think that would be incredibly funny. So yeah, I think it's pretty much just like the final push. I think, yeah, as it was discussed last stream, I'm pretty sure it is just this dungeon, final boss. I think we're almost there. Let's enter the road to Primeval Forest. And members you want to take, and away you go. I don't know, who's highest level here? Ampharos, maybe? Jirachi, Celebi. Energy Ball of Confusion. Who do I want, like, right behind me? Energy Ball, support. Swift can't go that far, I don't think. Can Flash Cannon go far? Hold on. Fuzzy Search? What the heck does that mean? No, don't. Info. That button there. Can I? No, what am I doing? Hold on. Just bear with me a hot second here. Info, Flash Cannon. Okay, it's just front. Okay, so Electro Ball, Dragon Pulse. Dragon Pulse doesn't go Jafar, does it? No, that's just front. All right, so maybe I'll actually have Celebi behind me then. Dark Matter, yeah, does right. We're gonna go after that Dark Matter. Oh, yeah, I can bring another Dudo, so I may as well grab another thing here. Hold on, whoops. The music is so good. Sure, take this. I don't know. And then go ahead and save here again. I hope things are going well today, Mortis, on Panda and Lancer. Yeah, so yesterday, well, today technically, depending on time zones, the Elden Ring DLC released. So last night, I ended up going ham on that. I was not planning on staying up late. I was up until 5 in the morning playing the Elden Ring DLC. That's another thing that got added to my schedule here all of a sudden. Let's see here. And now that there's been a Nintendo Direct, that was earlier this week, right? Everything's blending together. A lot more things have been added to my schedule that I'm gonna have to prepare for coming up here. And it's like, oh, I don't have time for everything. So I'm thinking some of my ongoing playthroughs I might potentially in the near future just end up taking breaks from and just come back when I actually have more time to be going through things. Darn you! So with Elden Ring there, in my one session, it was like a 10-hour session, I managed to get, oh my god, to the final boss of the DLC. I managed to get him to phase 2, but I'm clearly not strong enough to do it. It took me like 2 hours of trying to get to phase 2. But none of the other bosses gave me that much difficulty, but the final boss very much, oh god, very much does that. So one day I would like to come and do like all the bosses, since I always try to do that in my Soulsborne playthroughs. Gosh dang it, man. This might be a reset immediately. Anyway. So, I think I'll just come back to that when I have more time, because I definitely need to gather some strength, and I wouldn't mind doing some side quests so that I can get like some summons in the final battle. And that's gonna take time of like exploring around and really just sinking my teeth in and enjoying the game that I don't have all that much time to do right now. So that's probably gonna be one where I say like, hey, I'll come back to this later. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, another ongoing playthrough right now. I think I'm just gonna beat the main game, and then I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do the DLC sometime later when I have time, because I don't right now. And I'm also debating about potentially, I don't want to use a reviver seed already on floor 2. So Persona, I might just say like, this is gonna be really long, considering Persona 5 is like the single longest individual playthrough I've done of any game on the channel ever. And I feel like Persona 3 is probably going to be the same here. So I might chill out on that for a hot second. But yeah, I woke up not too long ago because of a funny sleep schedule. Nice. And yeah, I didn't remember that aspect either, being able to pick a party member here, but I remember now. Let's see here. Celebi for the energy ball support. Let's go. Really, you're told the DLC was 30 hours long if you didn't do any side shit? Really? Because yeah, I got to the final boss in like 8 hours. And without even any guides like telling me where to go or anything like that, I just dicked around until I found him. Oh god. Oh my goodness. Like, I just ran around. I spent a decent bit of time getting lost. Oh my god. Alright, Pizza Get. Yeah, I just went around trying to find where it was to progress, and I would get stumped in some places and then need to come back later and then realize I was an idiot and there was a clear path right there that I just didn't see in some instances. I made it to this castle where it looked like the final boss would be behind this castle, but I couldn't get into it yet. So I was like, all right, I'll keep on exploring around. So I eventually made it to this tree that was like, oh, you need Mesmer's flame or something like that to burn this tree. I was like, okay, I don't know who the hell Mesmer is, but I guess I'll just dick around until I find him. So I went to one of the castles that I'd already been to, and I started dicking around there, and I got up to like some high level, and I ran into this Mesmer guy, and I was like, oh, this is the guy I'm looking for. So I beat the crap out of him, I got his flame, I burned a tree, and then yes, the final boss was indeed behind the area after I trekked up. And I started fighting the final boss, and I was like, there's no way this is happening. Like, all the other bosses, there were some bosses that did stump me for a little while that I'd be on for like half an hour to 40 minutes. But 2 hours of trying the final boss just to be able to get to phase 2, so it's like, okay, there is a very, very strong strength difference here, so yeah. Yeah, Mesmer's Flame is how you get to the final boss, and I was kind of surprised that I was able to figure that out without any interweb guidance, because it seemed like the kind of thing that under normal circumstances I probably would. I'd be Googling like, how to get Mesmer's Flame, or what do I do here, yada yada. But just by using the clues that the game gave me, I figured it out and I went and got things, and just by dicking around, I was able to find my way to the final boss, so I was kind of proud of that, until I realized that by bum rushing that in my excitement, I ended up soft locking myself out of one of the additional summons that I can have to help me in the final boss that I can never get now unless I figure out how to use like some save data editor to undo me burning that tree and then just redo the final dungeon and actually do that side quest and yada yada. So yeah, I might have I've screwed myself a little bit, but yeah. And yeah, there are a lot of messages of Fortnite I have definitely taken notice of in the DLC there. But yeah, Explorers fans never know the pain of getting two-shot from everyone. Yeah, that's something that Soulsborne games and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games have in common. You just get two-shot, and there's not really much you can do about it. Oh yeah. Come on. You gonna step forward? Come on, B8. I'm holding B8. Are you not gonna come to... Is he bugged out? This guy's just actually not doing anything. I've never seen this happen before. I think he's whoa. All right, he stopped being bugged out. I don't know what was going on with him. Anyway. Let's see here. And right, so it's good? I'd say so, yeah. I actually quite enjoyed my time in the DLC. I would enjoy it a decent bit more if I had like the time to put into it, where it's like I can just treat it as a video game to just enjoy and play, as opposed to something where it's like, I'm so behind on all my playthrough projects, other channel projects, and even life projects around here that this time could be going towards as I'm doing attempt after attempt after attempt on this boss. Ooh, dizzying stare. Where it's like, it doesn't really feel like I have the leeway and free time to just be able to sink my teeth into and enjoy it. Because the amount of games I have going on right now actively, if I pull this up here for the current schedule, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About to finish it off here pretty soon though, and then epilogue later. 6, 7, 8, 9 if you count the Elden Ring DLC. And then right around the corner here is the 24-hour charity stream 10, which isn't really listed here, but it's gonna be next weekend as we do Pokemon X and Y, as we discussed last stream in a stream, which I still need to do some preparation for. I'm not fully prepared for yet. And that'll be basically 10 if you count Pokemon X and Y plus Elden Ring DLC. So it's like, oh my god, I hate it so much. Can I? Okay, I still face the same way there, nice. So, the DLC is really good. Absolutely, no doubt about that. But I can't really just enjoy it as a game when I'm treating it as something that needs to get done because I'm already so behind on everything else. And I spend however long being stuck on a boss, doing attempt after attempt after attempt, where it's like, if only I had successfully beaten them the first time, I would have had more time that could go into other projects that I'm so behind on. Like, take doing the final boss, for example, where it's like, I was attempting that for 2 hours. That's 2 hours that could have probably seen this completed already, for example. Like, there's probably about 2 hours left. Ish, I would imagine. Or whatever other playthrough project, or whatever other project of any kind that I could have been making progress towards that just essentially contributed to nothing, is the way that it kind of goes in my headspace. And Guzma was in the stream last night, and he was kind of making comments about my my mentality towards these things and saying like, hey, you know, it's good to be able to step away if that's the way that you're seeing these games and just come back to it later. It's not like it's going anywhere when you have time to actually enjoy it and have fun. And so I decide, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. But I did want to do a decent bit at least feel a little bit proud of myself for the final boss. So I did keep on pushing myself until I got to phase 2. I did at 5 in the morning. I was like, hey, I'm done. I did the thing. I'll come back when the day comes that I can just genuinely enjoy this as a video game, because it is a pretty good DLC. It is pretty nice. But when it comes to other playthroughs, this one is almost done. This one is almost done here. Yeah, let's see here. And Dragon Side Quest is the same? The Dragon Side Quest is the cool side quest you mentioned. Does that lead up to killing the, gosh dang it! Killing the poison fog or whatever the heck it is dragon? Because I ran into some dragon that was like some, I forget what it was even called, in this swampy area, and I just defeated him for fun. And that sounds like something that would be tied to something called the Dragon Quest. Yeah, I mean, even Explorer, sometimes the dude one-shots you from across the room because fuck you. Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong. This dragon's called Bale. What? Oh, I thought I was back to the beginning again. I guess this is a checkpoint. Can I save here? Nope. Whoops, I'm getting mixed up with Xbox controller buttons because I'm using the same controller that I used to play Elden Ring. And also, speaking of pressing B, because it had been over 2 years since playing Elden Ring, since the DLC came out, I wouldn't remember what my buttons were, and I would keep on hitting the wrong things. And there were a couple instances that I was starting to get a little bit mad because I was insistent that I was pressing the right things and the game wasn't working. But I was pressing the complete wrong buttons, and it was really quite embarrassing. But there were times where if there's a text box that comes up, how you close it is with the Y button. But so many games it would be the B button. So I'd be on like a ledge and read someone's message and then hit B to close it, which would make me backstep, and then I go right off the cliff and I die. So there was that. There was that too. Yeah, Guzman is right, he is. And a lot of these playthroughs, I know that the playthroughs are like, a lot of people see it as like a very small part of my channel. I see it as like the main kind of part of my channel, but in terms of like views and attention, I'm mostly doing this for like my own self-enjoyment when it comes to playthrough stuff. This is not the thing that people really know my channel for, I don't think. So, because these don't get all that much attention, it's more so I'm doing it for myself and my own self-satisfaction when I'm going through playthroughs here. I'll actually hold on to that because I'm fairly certain there's going to be a boss at the end, right? And it's like, why am I putting myself through this of just, like, ripping my hair out about needing to be on top of things and finish these playthroughs and not fall too far behind. I can't words. Not fall too far behind when the person that cares the most about that is probably just me, and it's important to be looking out for. I'm gonna do a save state to artificially save here. When it's largely just for my own self-satisfaction that I'm doing that, and the satisfaction of, hey, I finished the thing that I started. But ultimately, how important is it really to finish it in a timely manner when I can just, oh my god, don't you dare, holy crap. I can just take time later and actually enjoy it, because that's what video games are meant to be all about, is enjoyment. not stressing them out of some need to get them done as part of some series on a channel. Is what I feel like I came to the conclusion of by gaming all night last night. I've been enlightened. Maybe I'm gonna start figuring out how I can put my old ways behind me and actually start maybe looking after my mental health a little bit more when it comes to projects on this channel, maybe. Oh God. Let's see here. Also, I was really cold earlier, and now all of a sudden I'm getting really, really, really warm. And now I'm taking off my hoodie. But yeah, let's see here. You have the opposite problem where you'll pick up a game, get to a certain point, stop, and then never play it for like 6 months. If I wasn't a content creator, that's exactly what would happen to me with the Elden Ring DLC. Because like I got to the final boss, I've accepted, hey, I'm not beating this until I become stronger, get some additional summons, yada yada, do things that increase my odds here a little bit. I'm not doing it as is. I'm gonna put this down for now and come back to it later when I have the time. I'm gonna focus on some other games I'm playing right now. But then I would know that when I come back to Elden Ring, the thing that's awaiting me is just an immediate grind of going around doing these side quests and leveling up and, ooh, lullaby. And stuff that isn't quite as fun. Damn it! No lullaby for me. Stuff that isn't as fun, and then that would make me feel less obligated to go, like, to gravitate back to it, especially when I have other things that are getting my attention, and I would probably just end up never coming back to it, despite the fact that it is, like, very good. And this is a discussion that we've had on some previous streams where even if a game is really good, if it's really long, it's still hard to stay engaged. Like, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is another example recently. That is a really fun game that I've actually really enjoyed. But my God, it never ends. And I swear, everyone that I've ever talked to that's played Assassin's Creed Odyssey is like, oh, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that's a really fun game. I don't think I ever beat it though. I swear, everyone says that. Ooh, cool, a gold bar. And I kind of want things to end, is the case. Or another game that I've kind of been feeling that with lately is, again, like Persona that I was thinking about shelving. Like, I really enjoyed Persona 5, but man, did it take forever. And now that I'm in Persona 3 Reload, that game isn't quite engaging me as much. It doesn't have as much stuff going on, like, during the story. Like, Persona 5 had, like, the little sub-stories along the way. I mean, this game does too. Well, Persona 3 Reload, that is, does too. What am I equipping again? I don't remember. Guard boost. It does too, but it's just not as engaging. And there's so much of the game where it's like, what am I even doing? We beat the last boss. I completed the exams. And I just don't actually know what our goal is just advance the story and stuff will eventually happen. But there's no clear goal, there's no clear timeline. I don't have something that's driving me forward, and so I haven't been finding myself as engaged with that game. And if it was the only game that I had that I was playing, like, I would probably, like, assuming I wasn't a content creator and that was the only game I had that I was playing, then yeah, I'd keep on playing Persona 3 Reload, no doubt. But if I wasn't a content creator and I had other games that I could play, then I'd just be playing those other games, and Persona 3 Reload would be low on my priority list. Even though, like, that's another game that people always tell me, like, oh, it gets crazy, kind of like Persona 5. Like, there are some really crazy things that happen with the story. It is so good. But I just don't think I'd have the patience to get up to that point when there's other things going on that just interest me more in the now, as opposed to there's something that's going to be really cool happening later on, you know? So that's another situation where if I wasn't a content creator, I don't even think I'd be able to beat it. But yeah, let's see here. To the devs who have given enemy Delphox and post-game one status to you. Wait, what? That's why you're still playing like technically playing like 5 games at once. That was the same one you thought it was a Tangela. Yeah, always doing something, take a breather every so often. Yeah, probably a pretty good idea here. So unfinished star, I don't know where the boss is, so I'm just trying to like finish reading the things and getting caught up before I go to wherever the boss is, because it's gotta be pretty soon here, right? I still haven't finished Star Ocean's second story R, despite starting it back in January. Yeah, and this game that I only have like, what, 22 hours in, 23 hours in? Super short compared to something like Persona, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, or Elden Ring. Well, unless we're counting the DLC. The Elden Ring DLC is a decent bit shorter, but still. Even though this playthrough is a whole lot shorter, I've been on this for months now, technically, and it's been very on and off. Yeah, and Star Ocean's second story R is only like 30-ish hours. Yeah, and this is a shorter game than 30 hours, and I've still been stuck on this since the beginning of March, doing it on and off, so it's like... this is the way that time is going. You were here for the final stream of Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon Mythic. Alright, this isn't the boss floor, cool. Still further on we go. What is that? That's an apple. I don't need it. I don't need it. Watch some random Nidoran just multi-hit me and eat up a whole bunch of my Reviver Seeds any second now. That's what I'm waiting for here. Yoink. Whoa. Then it'll really be like Elden Ring. Welcome, welcome! I don't need it. Okay. And you know, during the Elden Ring stream last night, I talked a decent bit about my love-hate relationship with those games sometimes, where it's like you have to be playing darn near perfectly for several minutes straight because you get 1 to 2 shot. But at least in, think about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon here, at least in something like Elden Ring, you can do something about that. You can avoid it. Whereas in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, this is a game that'll just screw you over just because it feels like it, and there isn't always even something that you can do about it. Sometimes you're just screwed with no counterplay. So, if we're thinking about fairness in some of these games, yeah, this is the much more brutal thing sometimes in terms of the fairness aspect. Play stuff like Tactics Ogre for 7 months and you miss it. And also Star Ocean Second Story R is an absolutely fire game too. Just got to the end and something flipped a switch in your brain. Yeah, like that's what would probably happen if I wasn't a content creator at the end of the Elden Ring DLC here, where it's like, hey, here's a really hard challenge that I need to take time to go prepare for. I don't feel like doing that, and then interest would probably go away. Like, on some instances, I would still like to do it, but yeah, yeah.